Good afternoon. I am here with Supervisor Diane Jacob, Supervisor Dave Roberts, representative also from the school district whose members just could not be here today, the Executive Director of the Facilities Planning and Construction of San Diego Unified, Lee, is it Dulgaroff? Dulgaroff. Okay, thank you, Lee, for being here. And we have people in the solar field and community energy experts here with us. What we want to say today is that we are going to embark upon, I think, a path-breaking effort in making our community 100% alternative energy reliant or use, essentially energy sufficiency in the San Diego region. We're going to do that with the city of San Diego, the county of San Diego, the school districts of San Diego. We want every one of our public buildings. And in doing that, by the way, we will be providing incentives for private, and we'll be working on programs with private and both commercial and residential. But to make sure that the public buildings are seen as the forefront, we are going to have energy audits of all of our buildings. We are going to make sure that they are energy efficient. And the age and structure and composition of these buildings, each one is different. Each one has a different mechanism for becoming reliant on alternative energy, whether that's solar on rooftops, whether that's solar in parking lots, whether that's lighting, changes in the lighting, changes in the insulation and the windows. All of that is going to be looked at. I have met over several days, just this week, but over the last couple of years on these issues with people all through the alternative energy industry. They believe with us that it's the political vision and the political will and the political leadership that's the vital link, the vital thing that has to be done in our region. Technically and financially, legislatively, regulatorily, we can deal with those issues. They become almost trivial within the context of having an overall vision and overall dream of how we're going to proceed, an overall goal. We will deal with the technical aspects. We will deal with the financial aspects. We will deal with the regulatory aspects. But we are determined to do it in a cooperative way of all the different agencies in this county, to make us a model for the nation and the world. This has not been attempted on this scale anywhere in the United States. We're going to have to do it right. We're going to have to do it cost effectively. We're going to have to do it with public support. We're going to have the best technology. We believe we are positioned both in our weather and in our technical base here in the region to succeed. Every one of the people at our summit meetings in the past few days, all experts in the day-to-day either installation or running of alternative energy systems believes that we can do this, and they will be involved with it all the way. I don't think that this kind of cooperation has been seen before with this level of activity, and I want to thank especially Supervisor Diane Jacobs, Supervisor Dave Roberts for being here and adding their voice to this goal that we're going to have for San Diego's alternative energy future. Diane Jacob.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mark this moment in time. This is historic, and I applaud the mayor for his leadership and inviting Supervisor Dave Roberts and I to be here in order to join him in a regional effort for a sustainable energy future, which will mean lower prices to the consumer. There's many ways that we can get there, but the first and most important is that we need to lead by example, and that's what the mayor has alluded to. With the county buildings, the city buildings, that's where we start. To look at every single public building. We'd like school districts to join us and other public agencies to look at those rooftops and to see, are they feasible to put rooftop solar on? And is the weatherization, has it been done to the fullest extent possible? And then we expand to the broader audience, to every business, to every citizen, to extend some choices and to bring some competition to energy. County of San Diego's done some things over the years that we have the ability to go to what's called direct access, so that we have a choice as a large government entity to buy our energy elsewhere. In the last few years, we've actually saved $3 million in energy costs because we have gone somewhere else to buy our electricity other than SDG&E. We would like to have all businesses and consumers have that same choice that they do not have now. Bringing competition to the system, partnering with other businesses, we have a tremendous opportunity in the San Diego region to make a 100% sustainable energy future. I think we would all agree that today we could declare our energy independence. We want to lower the prices for businesses. We want to lower the prices for consumers. We want to bring more competition to the marketplace. And we want to provide choices of where people can buy their power. Supervisor Dave Roberts and I are bringing actions forward to the Board of Supervisors, not only to update our county energy plan for our county facilities, but we're also looking for a regional comprehensive energy strategy that would affect the land uses and where we put certain projects, but first to prioritize by putting those solar panels on those roofs. The sun is our greatest resource. We need to maximize that use, and we need to lower the prices for consumers. And again, thank you, Mayor Filner. Again, I don't remember, and I've been on the board a few years now, where we have had the opportunity to work with the mayor of the city of San Diego, jointly, the city and county, in order to look out after a better, cheaper way, a greener way for our energy future, and I applaud you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Our newest supervisor, Dave Roberts.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Vice Chairwoman Jacob. I appreciate it. You know, it's a little over 9 weeks ago that I became the first new county supervisor in 18 years. And even before I took office, Vice Chairwoman Jacob contacted me and said, let's talk about some environmental sustainability initiatives. And to me, it was a breath of fresh air. And by having this historic energy summit here, between the city and the county, I think it's a sign of some great things that are going to be able to come to our region. Supervisor Jacob and I first began talking about solar and what we could do. We're both personally believers in solar. She's put it on her home, I've put it on my home. We know the benefits of doing solar. We also know the cost of doing solar. So one of our first initiatives, my first initiative at the board working with her, was to look at how we are doing property assessed clean energy here, particularly for residential in San Diego County. And we have that initiative going on right now because we want everybody that wants to have solar on their home or on their business to have the opportunity to get access. Money shouldn't be a hindrance to do this. And so we're working with our treasurer, tax collector, and others to make sure that we can do this smartly. So that's just one of the first things that we've begun working on in the county. When Mayor Filner contacted us and said that the city would like to partner with the county, he came over and saw us just a week ago and said, why don't we do a study, between the city and the county? And the county has a little over 1,000 county buildings. That equates to 7.6 million square feet. Now, solar won't work for all of that, but it may work for some of it. Let's look and see where we can make it work and make it happen. Now, representing the 3rd District, which is home to many, many solar producers, solar installers, I am just really pleased. We actually have a solar panel manufacturer in the 3rd District in Rancho Bernardo now. So this is good for business. So it's not only good for the environment, it's good for the economy, and it's really the right thing to do for all of us. But I know we sometimes overuse the word historic, but this is historic. Where have you seen the mayor of San Diego joining with the county board of supervisors across political party lines? We're all nonpartisan when we are in our jobs, but look at what we are talking about here today, that we're going to join together. But we can't just talk about it, we have to make it happen. And that's what the mayor and we from the county board are pledging to do. We've already done our first solar initiative. Vice Chairwoman Jacob talked about what we want to do with a strategic energy plan. We've got other initiatives that we're talking about, but we can't do it alone. It's going to take everyone working together here in San Diego County to make it happen. And many people you see here behind us are talking about it. We can start doing it at the government level. We can try to cut through the red tape and the policy to make this as easy as possible, but you all have to work with us to make it a reality. And as one of 5 supervisors and 2 of us here together, we are pledging to work with the city of San Diego. We've pulled the 2 largest entities together. We're looking forward to the San Diego School District to join with us in this initiative. And I just want to thank you all, because today truly is a historic day where you see the city and the county of San Diego working together to really preserve our environment for the long term. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. And we want to, we'll include in that historic coalition, I've talked to all of the, certainly the San Diego Unified School District board members and other school districts, and they want to be with us. Speaking for San Diego Unified today is the Executive Director of Facilities Planning and Construction, Lee Dulgeroff. Dulgeroff.
Thank you, Mayor Filner. We're really, on behalf of San Diego Unified, we're really delighted to be a part of this partnership. We appreciate you inviting us to partner with the city and the county. San Diego Unified has 185 different school facilities throughout San Diego and 14.9 million square feet of buildings. So you can see there's a lot of opportunity for solar panels in the district. We currently have 28 of our schools with solar panels, but we look forward to continue to grow and partner with the city and the county to be a greener school district and be a part of this coalition.
Thank you all. It may be counterintuitive that as you get bigger, it becomes difficult. It turns out here, as we get bigger, we become more practical, because the scale of our dreams here make the costs, will bring the costs down, certainly for the private consumer. Any RFP or contracts that we let out, the scale is so big that we can bring down unit costs tremendously in trying to do this. And let me also add, this is an economic development program also. This is a big project, and we want to have the neighborhoods involved. I'm looking at Jay Powell, who's chair with Eddie Price of our Neighborhood Power Committee, that we want to look at the neighborhoods, and by our efforts at the government level, we actually will bring down the costs. We've talked about, for example, the PACE program led by Supervisor Jacob, that if we are trying to get people to have investment into a system which allows the property tax to be the basis for their alternative energy improvements, that the financing of that we can make cheaper for the private consumer. But we want, this is not going to be done by one company and one big giant or anybody else. This is going to be done by local small businesses in San Diego County. We are going to make sure that the spreading of this work is as wide as possible. And we're going to have we will bring both our boards and to the school district and other school districts that may participate a plan that's based on the work that we're putting together here. We will have finance people, we have technical people, we will have neighborhood people. We have a little group called the Low-Hanging Fruit Committee, where the obvious first buildings that have not been solar powered, that don't require really large-scale kind of or a extensive study, they are obviously clear candidates for what we want to do. We're going to look at city and county-owned land. where we can put larger installations to feed into those public buildings and to the neighborhoods. We want the neighborhoods, through their private actions, to say, hey, we can deal with save money for our schools, our libraries, our rec centers, our police departments, while making an individual decision. They're going to save money for their neighborhood and make their neighborhoods with a higher quality of life. So I'm looking forward to doing this. We're looking forward to any questions. We have people who are experts in neighborhood power and solar power and communities. We have a representative, is she here, from the independent system operator in the back, who guides a lot of the energy policies in this state. And we're looking forward to a historic time here in our region. We'll be happy to use any of these experts here or us to take any questions you may have. Sir.
Hi,
just identify yourselves.
James Panel with the Daily Transcript. It sounds like a really large plan, something that would take some time to implement. So how do you envision steps 1 and 2, 3, the early steps in the process?
Well, obviously our city council, the county board, the school board, and other school boards all have to buy into that. We'll attempt to come up rather quickly with a common, at least conceptual plan, and then we will have working committees to deal with the financing and the technical aspects, the energy audits that have to be done, and as I said, the low-hanging fruit that we start immediately. There is an urgency to this. In terms of climate change that it is occurring rapidly, in terms of our state law that has to be fulfilled, in terms of our obligations at every level of government to be good stewards of our environment. So this is going to happen. I would like to see this done within 5 years, but we're going to be practical and go at it at a very efficient and cost-effective way. Any additions, please?
I think there's really, in my mind, 3 first steps that Supervisor Jacob and I have been envisioning. One is the study looking at our county facilities and what we can do around energy efficiencies. One is that at the county, we're pursuing the PACE program. And when we met with Mayor Filner, we said maybe we could do the solar publicly acquired property assessed clean energy initiative jointly, making it on a larger scale for more savings for folks. And so we're going to look at possibly doing a region-wide PACE initiative, and this is something we're interested in. And then the third thing that at the county level, Supervisor Jacob and I are very interested in is the whole consumer choice aggregation, and which is really an alternative utility. And I don't know, Supervisor Jacob, do you want to talk about that? But I know both you and I are passionate about that initiative.
Community choice aggregation actually would give individuals and businesses a choice of where they can buy their power. They've done it up north in a couple of counties, and that's something that we'd like to partner with the mayor and with the city of San Diego on, and invite other cities to come in to that now. Data, as I understand right now, is currently being collected. Excuse me, there's a group that's working on it. But the bottom line is, when I mentioned to bring competition and to bring choices for individuals and consumers is the key to driving down cost. And like I said earlier, county has the ability for direct access. We can shop around for where we buy our power, but individuals and a lot of businesses don't have that ability to do that. So that is a part of the plan. Like the mayor said, pick the low-hanging fruit first. That is, do the assessment of our county buildings. And by the way, all our new county buildings, libraries, sheriff stations, and our county operations center, that received a platinum award recently. So it has the highest energy efficiency standard of any new building. As far as older buildings, as the mayor said, we need to do the audit too, as our people have been engaged in, and see which ones are candidates for rooftop solar, weatherization, changing out light bulbs, windows, whatever, what buildings need to be replaced. And we've been doing that as a county. I think that's the first step. And then, as Dave indicated, to look at the PACE program, which it's launched for commercial PACE. Multi-housing and businesses can participate in that commercial PACE program, no upfront cost, pay it off over 20 years, put it on the property tax bill. So the cost goes with the property, not the individual. We've been working to try to get that logjam unjammed for residential pace. And that's what Supervisor Roberts was talking about. We're working with the city on that too. That's huge. It's another tool in the tool basket to help individuals to have another option, another choice. And then the bigger issues like community choice aggregation. That's been very difficult to put in place in other regions, but it's a very important issue to deal with. And working with the city and having some collective political will in order to achieve the goal of energy independence for individuals and businesses, competition, and choice to the marketplace ultimately will result in lower cost to the consumer. And that's the ultimate goal.
And I don't think any of us wants to say, you know, a year from now, we're still studying things. I mean, there is obvious low-hanging fruit. And we want to get to work on that and to show the public that this is action, not just more studies, that we are serious about this, and that the financial and technical both expertise and framework is there, and that we could act fairly quickly to show the direction that we are heading.
Mr. Mayor, if you can please tell us in about 10 seconds, what's the benefit for the regular people about this?
Savings on their energy bill, meeting our obligation to the to our environment, and a great job development while we're doing it. Those are incredible kinds of benefits that this kind of program will achieve. In 10 segundos.
I want to clarify a couple things. Energy assessment in the county buildings, is that ongoing now, or is that something that you're planning to start?
That's been ongoing. The county has an energy plan. What Supervisor Robertson, Dave Robertson, and I are bringing to the board will be an update of that strategic energy plan, where over the years we've changed out a lot of windows, done a lot of the weatherization, and again the rooftop solar. So not only our new buildings, but what we've done. So we're going to update that, and there are some other things that we can't do that we have not done. Coming soon.
Okay. And also, you talked about bringing in the other school districts. What about the other cities like Oceanside, Encinitas, Escondido?
I think it would be our goal to bring in all cities and all school districts, all public agencies. I mean, that's an obvious place to start. But right here with the city and the county, you've got a really good start. And then we would invite other cities, school districts, water districts, fire districts, all the other public agencies to join us in this effort.
And I think, you know, when we got elected to these offices, you know, one of the things that we heard loud and clear is people don't care about the various levels of government. They just want solutions to their everyday problems. And I think by the two largest entities joining together, and then when you add the San Diego Unified School District to this collaboration, others are going to follow with us because they're going to see us leading the way. And I know last fall many of us spoke at environmental forums during the campaign, and we talked about these types of things. And I think today is an example of where you see the beginning of this coming into reality, where we are joining together and we are going to collaborate together.
One last question. Certainly there are a lot of challenges associated with this. It's going to cost money, and actually one expert had said to Voice of San Diego that you would need a rooftop space larger than San Diego State's campus to actually do this. So how do you plan to fight those roadblocks or challenges you may come across?
You know, after the formal thing, there's some experts here who can speak to that. But look, we're not going to this without the proper study. I have seen figures, for example, 3% of, we can do this with 3% of the rooftop and parking lot space in the county. I mean, there's plenty of space. That's not the problem. There are financial mechanisms in place. One, for example, called a PPA, the Power Purchasing Agreement, which basically would allow us to have no capital costs involved in the placing of solar, for example, and the contractor being paid from the savings from the energy bill. So there are, and this is just one option. There are a variety of options that we believe, as I said, technically and financially, this is doable. We have experts up here, by the way, Lisa, that you can talk to. One is the ISO director back here. Your first name again? I'm sorry. Angelina. Bill Powers here, but there's a variety of people who know this, and we wouldn't be up here if we didn't think it was a practical possibility. And yeah, it's going to be difficult, but I'll just end with this. I mean, when you we know with education, and us, the two of us have been on the school board.
Taught school.
He's taught school. If you have low expectations for your students, you will get low results. If you have high expectations, you will get grand results. And that's what we are asking from the citizens of San Diego. We're going to have high expectations, and we're going to get incredible results. Thank you all very much.